and welcome to the program. I am Oyin Adekunle, standing in for Deji360EP. Let's begin with something very fundamental to all and sundry, and that will be health. Healthy communities, as we know, are the mainstay of any thriving country and economy. But in Nigeria, there are still millions of people without access to basic health care. It is not news that healthcare services in the country fall below international standards, especially at the primary healthcare level. Now take a look at this health facility, for instance. It's Angwakudu Health Center in Kurumin, Kaduna, located in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria. It's the only health facility that caters for a community of around 1 million people. And you can see what it looks like. Basically, all you see here is that the people have tried to improvise some of the simple things their government has failed to provide. In place of a proper mattress there, you see that a mat is laid on the metal bed frame. Obviously, this community has not benefited from the state's budgetary allocation to the health sector. The federal government currently sets aside 1% of its yearly consolidated revenue for basic health care provision fund, with the aim of reducing out-of-pocket expenses and also to provide affordable and quality health care for Nigerians. Actually, in the 2018 budget, the total amount earmarked for the implementation of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund was 55 billion naira. And out of that sum, the Federal Ministry of Health in May disbursed 12.7 billion naira to 3 health agencies in the country. Take a listen now to the coordinator of Africa Health Network budget, that's Aminu Magashi, provide a breakdown of the disbursement.
55 billion was approved as a budget for the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, and 25% was released in May, and we are informed that another 25% is also released but has not been disbursed so far. In 2019 budget has been approved by the National Assembly. Another 51 billion naira is approved for the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, and we are hoping that this money will also be disbursed before end of this year to support the Nigerian people to improve the health sector. So we are sending a clear message to all the 36 governors in this country, plus the FCT minister, that this money is meant for Nigerians. Through you, so you must deliver. There's no excuse whatsoever not to address the critical issue in the health sector.
What has been a challenge over the years and is also of concern now is actually seeing all these palliative measures of government successfully used for intended purposes and for the common good of Nigerians. Now here's what some journalists are suggesting on the need to track the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund.
Sometimes the agencies involved tend to cover up information, but it is our duty as media men to be able to see how we can be able to unravel everything that's covered. We want to see how we can be able to uncover everything that's covered by such agencies. They must be able to put these funds to proper use to save the lives of our women and our children. And so therefore, step by step, each day we'll be following up gradually to see where these funds are going, how they're being utilized.
Our major role is to hold our government accountable and to ensure that, look, all the funds that have been released, in terms of the Basic Healthcare Funds provision, as released by the federal government, is being tracked and ensure that it's utilized. If the money was sent to the states directly or the local government, we as journalists should be able to track these funds and ensure that the major beneficiaries benefit from it.
In any case, what we hope to achieve from all this is access to standard facilities at the grassroots and ultimately on a broader level, an end to foreign medical trips, which is very important. Well, joining me from Abuja to further discuss this again is Aminu Magashi, the coordinator of Africa Health Network budget. First, let's look at the impact that these funds could have on the health sector, especially for primary health centers. I'm actually really concerned about our primary health centers because they're in very terrible conditions across the country.
Thank you very much. So, just to provide a little background, the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund can only provide for the primary healthcare centers and the people around the centers when there is a total commitment from the political actors at the state level, down to local government, then down to the community. The money is available. The money has been disbursed to 18 states plus FCT, and more money is going to be disbursed between now and September. We mentioned earlier on that 12.7 billion naira was disbursed to 3 agencies of federal government. The National Health Insurance Scheme got about 6.6 billion naira. The Primary Health Care Agency got about 5.8 billion naira. Then the Center for Disease Control about 327 million. Then the Emergency Ambulance Services also got the same money, about 300 million naira. What this means is that this money is being disbursed to the state level agencies, and these agencies are expected to disburse the money to primary healthcare centers after providing capacity building, training and assessment. And the World Development Committees and the in charge of these facilities are expected to have a dedicated commercial bank accounts where money would be disbursed and to be managed. So with this thing I said, we can only see progress if there is commitment. The money is available, the enabling environment is there, the government has disbursed the money. We need to ensure that at the state level, they are also committed to do the right thing and also ensure that money is spent well.
And that is the key. How are you going to ensure now that that happens?
So we have started something in a small way, the national scorecard. We are going to release our scorecard very soon, this month, where we review and evaluate 18 plus 1 state, that's FCT, performance at the state level in terms of how ready are they to absorb the money in the area of opening account at the CBN, having a functioning signatories that are verified, and also completing training and assessment. And we share the scorecard very soon with the media, including your own media platform. But we have to also empower the local civil society groups. If we cannot sit in Abuja and pretend all is well. And so the groups at the state level, we have to train them, we have to inform them, we have to develop a state level scorecard so that every governor, every commissioner, every director, every media at the state level will know how much that state was allocated and also how much they got, and also ask them the right question. What are you doing with the money? In a very diplomatic and respectful manner, but very firm and humane. That what are you doing with that money, and how is this money impacting on the life of the common man in your state? That should be our message everywhere in Nigeria.
How many numbers of primary health centers will benefit from this? Not just the numbers now, where are they located exactly?
So just to let you know that this document is also available, the information you asked for, at the level of the agencies responsible for providing leadership at the federal level. So every state is expected to do mapping and choose designated basic healthcare provision fund facilities. And what we are planning to do, just to let you know, it's not going to be easy, but we want to put a map in everywhere in Nigeria where the centers are designated, like putting a small either a roadmap or having a signpost that this is a BSc PF designated facility. So this way we also promote accountability and transparency, and equally all the money the state government are receiving from the BSCPL, we want to be able to share with the media. We're not there yet, but we are hoping that with dialogue and conversation with the leaders of this agency, we should be able to publish what every state receives before end of this year also.
It will be very wonderful if you're able to do that, because one of the problems we've always had is money that have always been budgeted for programs like this, and at the end of the day, this money just either disappears or gets diverted to something else. And in this case of healthcare, it is really important, especially at the basic level, so that we just have to get it right.
That's very true. So I think we have to commend the federal government, at least for putting some accountability measures already, in the sense that they agreed that every state must open account in the Central Bank of Nigeria, TSA account. I think that to me is commendable, because it's easy to track the money at that level than tracking the money from the commercial bank, where you have to require some authority to give you go ahead. But right now, money in the CBN, we can just walk in as CSO and write a formal letter and applying the different acts in Nigeria and said we are demanding for information. So we need to commend that, but more work needs to be done at the state level. For example, I'll give you an example. A state government that I have the record has gotten over 1 billion naira right at the moment. 800 and something billion naira has been disbursed to its state primary healthcare agency, and 900 million naira has been disbursed to the state insurance health scheme. This information is not available at the state level by media and the civil society. It's only we in Abuja that know it.
And it also means that it's very important that you disseminate this information as quickly as possible, and not just to the media, but also to ensure that local communities are aware of this so that they can begin to ask the right questions.
Yes, we are very soon will alert your media team and everybody when the scorecard is ready. We are going to call for a press conference to actually present the scorecard and make an appeal to the governors to commit to transparency and accountability and ensure that the right thing is done. The vulnerable group need to feel the impact of this money. The women, the pregnant women, the under 5 children, the people living with sickle cell, people living with malaria, with HIV/AIDS, with tuberculosis. These are the vulnerable group at the community. They need to feel the impact of this fund across the entire country.
Finally, if this money is judiciously used, you think it will change the base of our health sector?
It will change the dynamics. It will change the narrative. It is a paradigm shift, because like we give an example now, if drugs are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at the facility, it means that any woman that delivers her child, she will get her drugs, and it's going to prevent her from having excessive bleeding, which is one of the killer, for pregnant women. All over the Nigeria and Africa, 25% of all maternal death is due to post-delivery excessive bleeding. If drugs are available, it means that effect will be reversed, and our women will be healthier, they will deliver well, and they will go back home to celebrate their own children with the naming ceremony and everybody in the family. That paradigm is what we are looking out for, for this basic healthcare provision fund, and we are calling on everybody in Nigeria to put hands on deck to ensure that it is provided the services for Nigerian people.
All right, thank you very much, Aminu Magashi, for your time.
Thank you too. Thank you.
We'll now go on a break now and resume shortly. Please stay tuned.